How's it gaming? I'm Fill in the Blanks, and Merry Christmas. I hope you are enjoying today and this holiday season with friends and loved ones. I'm not. I'm playing the Escape Clause, the Santa Claus 3 for the Game Boy Advance, based on the last and worst movie in the Santa Claus trilogy featuring Tim Allen. I actually like the first two movies a lot, but the third one is very rough. This came out in 2006, right when the movie came out. Let's just jump right in there. New game, 0 to 6 snow globes, which I guess is your chapters here, which is the first one. Northern Expedition! Huzzah! Every generation or so, the job of being Santa Claus is passed to another worthy soul. Scott Calvin was that worthy soul, only he didn't know it. But then something wonderful happened. That changed Scott forever. The red coat found him and he put it on. Okay, everyone, listen up. We need to maintain the secret of Santa while Bud and Sylvia are here. Until further notice, we are a Canadian toy manufacturer. What can I do to help? Nothing, Martin Short. Go away. I actually like Martin Short, but it's not great in this movie. Make some toys, wrap some presents. I report to Curtis and stay out of my way. I don't want to see one icicle out of place. I'm your man, Big Red. But while I'm waiting, let's cool things down a bit. Tension has been a bit high around here lately. And then we play as Santa Claus. Huzzah. You're needed in the workshop right away, Santa. We've got big problems. 2 minutes, Curtis. Okay, 2 minutes. We are, Santa Claus. We're Tim Allen as Santa Claus. It's a very basic hop and bop game. You actually don't even bop, it's just a hop game. You can double jump, because Santa's known for his double jumping, and every level has 20 milk and cookies. We're going to try to get them all, because this is an extremely easy game. Oh, and a snow globe. 1 out of 6, I believe. This is a very, 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 very easy game. Made for little kids who like the movie, I guess. It's not bad. I've absolutely played worse. I'm not even sure if I say this game is worse than Days Before Christmas that we played yesterday. It doesn't have the cool appeal, I think, as Days Before Christmas, but like, I like the music in this game. I think the backgrounds look really nice. The controls are fine. You just look like hilarious Santa Claus. We're skipping all the question marks because they just the tutorials on how to play and all that, and we don't need that. I'm so good. But yeah, it's very simple. Levels are very, very, very quick. They're very short, but there are a lot of them. At the beginning of the game when we saw there was 6 snow globes to choose from, actually only 4 of those are part of the main story. After you beat the game, those are just like the bonus games that you can kind of replay. So we're only going through those 4 snow globes, I guess, but there's still snow globe collectibles, I guess. I have no idea. I don't think you really unlock much in this game if you get everything, but these milk and cookies are not hard to get. Plus, Tim Allen makes a funny sound every time I get one. Let's listen. It's just so funny. This is late for the Candy Caverns. Oh yeah, same stuff. We're gonna be Santa Claus for a while. This is 2006 for the Game Boy Advance, which is very late for the Game Boy Advance. Ow. By this point, the DS was well, taken over the Game Boy Advance. 2006 really is the year of the death of the GBA. I wouldn't be surprised if there were 2007 Game Boy Advance games. I mean, the PlayStation 2 had games going into 2010, for goodness sakes. But this Game Boy Advance games were not plentiful in 2006. Though Final Fantasy VI's remake did come out, so FF6 Advance, so, sometimes there's some good stuff. This could have been a DS game, but at the same time, it would have done anything. Having those 2 screens would have done nothing, except put in a dumb touchscreen minigame that would have been dumb. So, I'm glad it's all on Game Boy Advance. We don't play nearly enough Game Boy Advance games on this channel anyways. Warm those hands up, Santa. So, yeah, like I said yesterday, we played Days Before Christmas. So the theme this year for our Christmas games were games where I play as Santa Claus. And Tim Allen counts as Santa Claus. There's another snow globe. Was that our second one already? Wow. And okay, so I'm going to be honest. The original Santa Claus, released in 1994, is one of my favorite Christmas movies. I think it's great. I'm actually a Tim Allen fan. I know that might surprise some people based on like political views and stuff like that, but I've always found him to be a pretty funny actor. I mean, he's always the same person. He's always Tim Taylor. Like, even while playing this for fun and just like playing it as a test run, I'm still like making like jokes and stuff, because to me Tim Taylor is Home Improvement, right? I grew up with Home Improvement, so I love the first Santa Claus movie a lot. And I did not mind the second one. I thought the second one was a really good continuation, and the third one was just like, here's Martin Short, have fun. And you're just like, okay, cool, thanks. Canadian bacon. Okay, yeah, so the story. Welcome back to town, Santa. We're waiting for you in the workshop. They don't explain this because they really expect you to have watched the movie, but almost every line is from the movie. You get toys, throw tanks, basically keys. Bud and Sylvia are Scott Calvin. That's Tim Allen's name in the movie. That's his mother and father-in-law. His wife Carol's parents, and they don't. Oh, here we go. Would you like some bacon, eh? I love that. They don't know that Scott is Santa, so they make everything in the North Pole. They're pretending they're Canadian, which is so funny. It's the only good part of the Santa Claus 3 movie, because they're so hilariously bad at it. Like, they just put like Canada over things, and like they talk about bacon and stuff. If anyone, by the way, if you're meeting Canadians and they go like, "Oh, how's it going, eh?" That's not what real Canadians sound like, at least to my knowledge, and I'm a Canadian, so they're probably just messing with you if that's the case. So none of these lines are something you'd hear a real Canadian say. Lovely weather, eh? No, that's not gonna happen. Well, people talk about weather, sure, but putting A at the end of everything. But one of the fun things with the movie was that, so all the elves are dressed up with like Canadian flags, but they also have like Roots sweaters and stuff like that. Roots is a Canadian clothing brand, and I think that's really funny. Like, I don't know if that brand is even sold in America, but like it's a big deal here in Canada. So I always thought that was a really cute, clever thing. I can't jump over there, can I? Oh, that windowsill's not a platform. I'm just being dumb. I'm sorry. Ow. Yeah, but like I said, this is a very easy game. You can tell I'm not really even paying attention to it that much, because there's not a whole lot going on. There's very few enemies, and Santa's weapon is just this little jack-in-the-box. So the story is basically Martin Short plays Jack Frost. And this was before the whole Jack Frost from the Guardians movie? I forget what it's called, that movie, basically. What else could possibly go wrong? I don't know, Santa. But he's basically trying to take over the North Pole and become Santa. And this game follows that a little bit. Christmas Town. Oh, we made it. We made it back to the North Pole, Christmas Town. I guess we had to run through all this stuff instead. Catch the game last night, eh? Okay, that is something an actual Canadian will say to you. Everyone sure is short up here. That is Bud. That is Scott's father-in-law. I'm actually a little surprised at how much, despite the fact that you don't see a lot of story, almost every line is straight up from the movie. So, good on them for that. And while the character sprites don't look great, they look like they're made out of Play-Doh, the graphics for the little story cinematics are actually really good. I'm surprised. I guess I shouldn't be. The Game Boy Advance is a lot more powerful than I think a lot of people think. It's more powerful than the Super Nintendo. It's technically, I think, a 32-bit system. So it's got a lot of, like, ready for the long day, that's funny. It has a lot of color capabilities, and it really shows for the cinematic portraits. It's just a lot of the games, especially made by Nintendo early on, like the Mario Advance games, have a really high, like the brightness or the saturation or whatever is like too much, so it just looks really washed out. This is actually one of those games that's not super washed out, so in my opinion, it looks pretty decent. Not bad at all. It's funny though, because like we talked about FF6 a little earlier. That's one of those games that easily could have run on the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance is more powerful than the Super Nintendo, but it runs like crap. The Final Fantasy VI for the Game Boy Advance is an awful way to play Final Fantasy VI, which is such a shame, because it's a new translation, which I really appreciate, but I still will say to this day that the Super Nintendo version is probably the best way. Though the Pixel Remaster, I mean, a lot to be said about it. Anyways, we're not talking about Final Fantasy, we're talking about Tim Allen, of all things. I completely forgot, one of the games I kind of wanted to play this year as well was the Home Improvement game for the Super Nintendo, which also obviously features Tim Allen. This is probably a better game than that, But I just thought it would have been funny to play 2 Tim Allen games in 1 year for no reason. Final 4 toy pieces to assemble the jet-powered scooter board. These are your little weird mini-games that take place at the end of each chapter, I guess. You play as an elf. It's not Curtis. It's just a elf. And you have to collect 4 pieces. You are timed. There are little medallions, like that green one right there, that you get points. You get kind of a grade, but it doesn't matter. There's like infinite lives for your elf, so you can get hurt and killed or whatever. You just need to get these 4 pieces, which again is actually a scene from the movie, not specifically an elf going around getting these things, but after the toy production gets screwed up because of Jack Frost, the elves show up and say like, oh, the metal springs and the pogo sticks are melted, and the wheels fell off all the trucks or whatever. And Scott, being Santa, who's actually really good at like building and stuff like that, and because of Santa magic, makes a jet-powered scooter board. And I'm like, they made a reasonable reason for this minigame based on the movie. Bravo! Like, I grew up in the 90s, guys, with the NES and the SNES. And back then, licensed games were always garbage, and they're still not always amazing. But this one at least tries, man, and I gotta give it props for that. So, you know, good on it. Deliver gifts to all the good children with the A, and coal to naughty children with B. I love this music. It's good. It's good. This game is not great, but it is way better than I thought it was going to be when I, like, jokingly was like, I'm going to play this for Christmas. This is pretty much, I don't want to say knockoff off of Days Before Christmas. If you have a video game where you play as Santa, chances are there's going to be a level where Santa runs around dropping off presents in a side-scroller like this, right? It's just going to happen. But yeah, I thought it was funny. It was like, wow, it's very Days Before Christmas. But I guess you can drop off coal, which is fun, because it's like a higher difficulty than the way Days Before Christmas did. And plus I can collect these little medallions. You can collect the hourglasses to make time go, gain more time. You can also hit those icy breaths to go slower, and these stars to go faster. I just missed a guy, or a house. Those are mini games anyways, it doesn't really matter. But for the most part, I'm the type of person where, like, even if I know this doesn't matter, I have to do it anyways. So I might as well try, right? It's not like I'm going to go back going for, like, an S rank or something, but I might as well try it out. Oh, dance. Both reindeers that I have. Grade A, good for me. Second World, grinding the gears. Well, this is just great. It's nearly Christmas and our production has slowed to a halt. The naughty and nice list printer is jammed, the assembly line motor is locked up, and the kitchen is in flame. I can't do it very well. Everything's gone haywire, Sandy. We'll need to cut the power. Is that supposed to be Curtis? Well, how do I do that? Find the master switch on the lower level, or is it just a random elf? It's a shame. In the first 2 movies, there's an elf named Bernard. I don't know who plays him, the actor. But he was like a lot of people's favorite character in the first one especially. And he's not in the third one. I don't know if there was like money problems or just maybe scheduling problems, I have no idea. But he was not in the third one. That was a huge issue for me. I'm a Bernard fan. A couple years ago, I think it was just a couple years ago, they only did 2 seasons, but there is a Santa Claus TV show on Disney+, The Santa Clauses. What are we gonna do? Well, you just stand there and let me do everything, apparently. It's not great. It's not a great show. It tries to, like, open up the lore and stuff, which I can appreciate, I guess, but it's not great. It's very, like, obviously the first movie is also kid-friendly, like, all of them are, but, like, it gets very Family Channel-ish, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's a difference between me watching the original movie when I was 9 years old versus me and my wife watching the TV show when we were in our late 30s, right? Maybe kids will like it, I don't know. Another snow globe, very cool. Ouch. But we watched the first season, we were like, that was fine. And we got like halfway through, I think, through the second season when it aired, and we're just like, we're good. We just like dropped off, I don't know what it was, but we stopped. All my hard work, oh, poor you. I still have to do everything. Get all of them. I love the little Breath of the Wild style paraglider you get with your Santa coat, which I think is really interesting. I missed this. Yes, I want to go back here and up. Thankfully, this platform goes down. A lot of these little areas you can actually miss. Oh, I guess that one I can't because like you get the key. But a lot of the areas that have the milk and cookies you can miss. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure you're doing your due diligence and finding everything. Meltdown Mayhem. Yeah, now we're just basically in the workshop. Like I said, the movie is basically about Jack Frost. The movie is called The Escape Clause. Clause being a legally binding whatever. And in the Escape Clause, it's Jack Frost tricks Scott Calvin into invoking the Escape Clause, which magically allows him to go back in time and not put on the suit, which means that effectively he is not Santa Claus anymore. It's a way to get out of him. It's weird because the clause makes it so that everything's ruined. What do we do, Santa? You just stand there. It goes back in time, and then those years that Scott was Santa go by as someone else's Santa. I would have assumed it just means that it summons someone else to be Santa, which is actually what one of the Santa Claus seasons is about. But instead it's like, no, Jack Frost becomes Santa. I'm like, so anyone who just invokes the Santa Claus just goes back in time and he's never Santa? I don't know. It's a weird little idea, but whatever. This is a movie where Tim the Toolman Taylor becomes Santa Claus. I'm not expecting a whole lot of internal logic. So... But yeah, we watched it like literally last night. We were just like, that was bad, like not great. I wouldn't say I am or am not a big fan of Martin Short. I go to the break room for just one hot cocoa, and this happens. You elves like to complain. I like him a lot in Only Murders in the Building, which is like a fantastic show with Steve Martin and Selena Gomez as well. And I like Martin Short in other things, but he's also really good at being like over the top and like sneaky and sleazy, but it's also really grating. But at the same time, that's what he's going for, I think. So as Jack Frost, I was like, oh man, I'm hating this. But I mean, again, it's a movie that you can tell the actors just had a lot of fun to do, and it's like it's not serious. It's still fun to watch movies that aren't, pieces of art. I'm like that though. I can enjoy a bad movie. I can admit that it's bad, but I can enjoy it. You're getting a lot of milk and cookies, Santa. You're gonna be way too full to run around. You get this one. The second you touch that arrow there, you end the level, so you can miss that cookie very easily. Snowball fright! Oh, never mind. This ought to slow the big man down a bit. Oh, yes. This is not part of the movie. I need to find Frost. What's that rumbling? Auto-scroller. With a gigantic boulder coming after you. This would have been a fun part of the movie if they added it, but no. There's never a part where, like, Jack Frost, like, physically attacks Santa like this. He does physically attack other characters, though. He freezes two of the characters, and it's like, damn, are they dead? Like, holy crap. But this scene is not the movie. I mean, to be fair, most of the scenes aren't in the movie. It's more just the story basis itself. Santa isn't going around jumping on peppermint candies, collecting cookies and milk. Though that would have been funny. I don't know why his attack is a jack-in-the-box. Later on, actually, in the next chapter, we get a much better weapon. Which is funny because you'd think you'd be downgraded. So, I don't know. A little weird. I don't know if I got... I don't know if I needed a peppermint candy to get a milk and cookies. I don't really care if I don't get them all. It really does not matter. It's just fun to go for 100% anyways, just because, why not? It's how I do things sometimes. It's how I play the game. If I'm just playing it for fun, it's how I play it, so... If I'm gonna play it for you guys, I might as well just act as if that's how I'd play it anyways, so... I think in this level, it might have been the other level, I don't know if I got it and didn't pay attention, but one of the milk and cookies is behind a lamppost, so keep an eye for that. Might be this one, I'm not sure. Haven't seen any lampposts yet, I don't think. So not that one. Not that one. Unless I got it, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't hear a It's kind of, it reminds me of Homer Simpson. Marge? Oh, there it is. It's right there. See up there. Whoop. There we go. That one's a troubling one, so make sure you get it. You can obviously play any level again anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Careful. It's so hard to die in this game. Actually, I say that, in the last levels there's one-hit kills, but for now it's very hard to die. You have a lot of life. I think on the thermometer every notch is considered a hit, or if the notches are just aesthetic because, you know, thermometers have notches. I have no idea. Careful. You don't want to get impaled in your own winter village. There we go. Huzzah! Right near the end of this chapter now. Snow Globe Shakeup. And this is where... Oh, this has got to be the place. Hold it right there, Frost. Stay out of my way, Santa. Wouldn't you feel better back in your old life? What are you doing, Frost? Is this mess your fault? Don't you worry, Santa. I'll have this mess cleaned up once I reach the Hall of Snow Globes. So this doesn't really happen either. I mean, it does, but it's not a chase or anything. You have to destroy some snowmen before the walls open up. This is very intense music. Like, honestly, the music is probably the best part of this game. It's not bad. Yeah, in the movie, he tricks Scott into saying, "I wish I was never Santa," while holding the magic snow globe, which invokes the magic spell of the escape clause. In this, it's straight up like, "I'm a villain, goodbye." So, you know, liberties have to be taken for a video game, and I totally understand that. It just makes sense. Run, Scott, you can do it. Ah, icicle to the face. Oh, another thing. And then once we defeat these guys, there's no milk and cookies or collectibles in this level, which is good. It makes it a lot easier for us to just take out the snowmen. Pretty much the only real enemy we've been fighting. The snowmen, and then we've seen snowballs that we can destroy, but they're like not sentient. So like, not a lot of enemies in this game. Oh, there's more. And those are the bats. I forgot about the bats. Always a bat in every video game. It's gotta be bats. Is that it? There we go. Huzzah. Sorry, Santa. You're old news. Oh no, that's me traveling back in time, I guess. It reminds me of Earthworm Jim, the bungee jumping. Why do both Christmas games remind me of Earthworm Jim? Anyways, yeah, on to the next elf level. I actually really like these levels. They're like silly, but I mean, I don't know, little logic puzzles. They're not difficult because it's made for kids, so it makes me feel smart. It's the same thing, going around trying to get those pieces for the jet-powered scooter, but you would get like a drill instead of your hammer. Basically, I guess you're playing as a different elf, because in the third one, I think you play as two separate characters and you switch between them. It's kind of neat. It's very basic, but it's fun. Oh, it's the screwdriver. I guess that makes more sense. Yay. Huzzah. What a jump. Look at that. Ooh, yahoo! Very Mega Man 8 jumping. And yeah, we get another delivering toys to kids, which is weird. I mean, I get that it's a minigame, but like, it takes place outside of the story. It has to, or else I wouldn't be delivering toys to children. So, I don't know. Why is that music so like... I don't know. It's something you hear out of like a JRPG when you're like, I don't know, like here's the last castle and there's no turning back after we open this door, and then like all the 9 main characters talk about their past and their now new friendships, and I don't know, it's weirdly epic considering what's going on right now. I do like how when you land the gifts, don't land. It goes yippee or yay. I can't hear it very well, but the bags of coal make like a oh sound, which I think is really funny. Hooray! That's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's just like someone who was working on the game, like the sound designers being like, I'm just gonna say hooray and the mic, and I'm going to use that. That's fine, right? It just sounds so... Because it doesn't sound like a child. It sounds like just like a man just going, hooray! Like, oh, that's silly. All right. So what happens now that we've gone back in time? Jack Frost had gone back in time and put on the coat and became Santa Claus for all the years Scott Calvin had been Santa. Scott found himself in an all-too-familiar world. Scott found himself missing the magic of Christmas. And now... Oh, what the? Where am I? Oh, this doesn't look good. Oh. Laura, I've got to find Laura. She'll be able to help me track down Frost. And now we play a straight-up Tim Allen in a suit. And he still has a double jump. But you don't have the glide anymore. That's really the only difference. I guess his weapon is a snowball. Compared to the Jack in the Box, he's got a little bit more range. But other than that, he controls pretty much the same. But you are just a man in a suit in a regular neighborhood. Which is really dumb, but it's fine. I think it's funny. So in the story, Laura is his ex-wife. So I don't know why he specifically goes to find Laura. That'll help him find, like, his now wife Carol, who he is not married to because he went back in time, and it's not as complicated as I'm making it out to be with my explanation, but he still jumps for joy, like, I did it. It's so silly. Look at these streets with the spikes and everything. Goodness gracious. Oh, I love that. The snowplow, that's cool. The like truck with the plow, that looked great. But still collecting the milk and cookies, because apparently Tim Allen has time for that. Scott Calvin, this is the name of the character. Careful, jeez. The ice is legit slippery, though. There we go. Goodness. Still doing well. I don't think I've missed a milk and cookie. If I have, I haven't commented. I haven't really noticed it. They're hiding. Look at that. 4 left. 20 sounds like a lot for each level, but man, they are really packed together considering how small the levels are. It really does make finding them not super difficult. There we go, 20 again. Very cool. I think it's funny that the 2 is so much bigger than the 0. Yeah, I know it makes sense, but yay, I did it. I didn't need more power. I don't know why. Just Tim Allen, it just makes me want to do home improvement jokes, because that's like the laziest way to make a joke about Tim Allen. That or him being surrounded by snow, and the joke being his cocaine like rap sheet from the 70s. I don't know. I got no other jokes. I'll just stick to home improvement. I guess Toy Story. Make a Buzz Lightyear joke, I guess. I also learned that, weirdly enough, I didn't actually know this until I was just looking up random stuff. What are you doing here? Oh, it's Laura. Where are Neil and Lucy? Where's Carol? Scott, leave me alone. Laura, please, I need to know. Neil took Lucy to the North Pole. Frost! Don't worry, Laura, I'm going to make everything good again, I swear. Yeah, so Frost has made the North Pole into like an amusement park, basically, which is a terrible place, and I think it's the irony that Disney would make a movie about a soulless theme park like that. Kind of funny. But yeah, no. Santa Claus in 1994 was actually Tim Allen's very first movie role. I didn't know that. That's kind of interesting. I need to get to the airport. I need to get to the North Pole. And instead of using your car, you will jump around. There we go. We got snowmen. We got enemies. It's the same enemies too, but now that you can attack them from far away, they're much easier now. So it's kind of funny. Here we go. I have no idea how many snow globes we've have gotten. That's at least the 3rd one. So I'm not sure how many left we have actually to get. At least 1, I assume, but no more than 3. Ow. It doesn't even matter how many times I get hit. Like, you have a lot of life in this game, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, they put up... Yeah, there we go. Coco's now I'm full life again, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just let these icicles hit me. It does not matter. The levels themselves do not change at all. The candy canes... I don't know if I mentioned that. The candy canes give you... Can I not jump this? There we go. The candy canes give you invincibility, which doesn't last a super long time, but again, your life is so plentiful that, like, I'm not even... That was really bad of me. It's the closest closest I've been to death because I'm, like, not really paying attention. Oh, there. Oh, that was close. Not that it mattered, because it's the end of the level, and you get all your life back at the end of the level, so it doesn't really matter. Huzzah. I'm glad you're happy, Scott. Whee! Whee! That does look fun. Oh, no. Come back here, you. There we go. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Very slippery. Very slippery indeed. That's why you gotta salt your roads, guys. Salt those sidewalks. Those of you who are watching who don't live in an area of the world that gets snow, or at least a lot of snow, yeah, man, you gotta ice it. When the plows go by, there's also like trucks that do that lay down salt to like kind of melt the ice a little bit too. And you gotta do that yourself too on your own property. You don't want someone falling down and cracking their dang old skull open on your front porch. So every Canadian's got a nice bag of salt, road salt. Oh yeah, it's road salt, by the way. It's not like table salt or anything like that. It's a specialized type of salt. Yeah. Where was it? I forget where it was. This is a long time ago. Like, there was a place that, like, got snow. I mean, this is probably a regular occurrence sometimes. But, that got snow, and, like, I had a friend. Was it Sam? When she was in England? She was looking for road salt, and they had no idea what she was talking about. Was that her? I don't know. I feel like it was one of my friends was at a place and it snowed and they weren't used to snow specifically, at least that type of snow. They were looking for road salt and everyone was like looking at them like they were crazy. So, I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. Powder shower. So this is what Christmas has become. I need to hurry before Frost does any more damage. So I love how, apparently, the plane to the North Pole drops off Scott Calvin in the mountains. It's just like, here you go. Have fun. Thanks. Can you drop me off at the actual North Pole where there's, you know, a place to land and be warm? Also, put a coat on, Scott. I do think it's funny, the idea they just have him in a tuxedo, sorry, like a business suit. Because in the first movie, he was like a, can I not get through here? I guess I'll just push this. Really looked like I could get through it. He's like the vice president of like marketing or something like that for a toy company, which is, you know, that's cute. It's a cute little tie-in for him to become Santa Claus, because that's kind of what Santa Claus is. Not marketing specifically, but like head of a toy company that just, you know, gives away its toys to children. So yeah, he's like this rich businessman. Well, not rich, kind of well off, I guess. I think when he goes back in time, and then it's like, it shows what he had been doing over the last 12 years, I think at that point he's pretty rich. It's like, almost like he owns a company. Jeez, it is getting super slippery. Every level has had ice since I've gone back. Ooh, crap. Can I get that? Yes, I can. Nice. There we go. The knockback from those spikes actually really helped me out. Just walk, it's so funny. The music is definitely less fun and memorable now. It's just like very... I mean, I guess it makes sense. We're in the friggin' Arctic caves and stuff. Careful, careful. Woo! Ah, darn. Levels are starting to get a tad longer, but not really. Not really. Some side paths to get, because you just don't know which way I should go in. I should go left or right. Just depends if I find the exit before I should. Did I go the right way? Oh, there's the key. Well, that's perfect, actually. Oh, damn. Those icicles are really jumping on me. I'm like not really paying attention to the ceiling either. So I'm just like, I'm fine with getting hit by them. It's like almost a Coco in almost every level at this point. So, there we go. Bam. Who locked this door in the North Pole? No clue. North Pole Vault. Oh, okay, I guess we're not there. That really sounded like we'd have been made it. Oh, well, we're getting close because they got the candy canes now there. So we got to be getting close to Frost's terrible theme park. Get away from me, bats. I don't have time for you. Go. Go. Nice shot. There we go. So much jumping. You'd be very fit, Scott Calvin. This is how much jumping you were doing around there. Ooh, careful. Really gotta make that. Oh, there we go. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. There was a peppermint trampoline to bring me back up there anyways. Gotta be careful. There are pits that will kill you now. The game is starting to take itself a little bit more seriously. There we go. Very nice. Jump for joy, Scott Calvin. Keep that blood circulation going in the Arctic. Careful. Whee. Pretty much half to get hit there. That's a big jump. Don't matter. Does not matter at all. Look at that, some cocoa. And invincibility candy cane. Huzzah! Oh, jeez. Yeah, it does not last that long anyways. Do I need to jump over you? Ah, that was close. Can I just... Oh, there we go. Just double jump it. I'm so silly. Scott is loving those milk and cookies. I like milk and cookies. Question of the day. Do you like milk and cookies? When you have cookies, like, do you just like, oh man, I wish I had a nice glass of milk to dunk these in? I absolutely am like that. I have to drink something after I eat something. So when I'm drinking cookies, my brain immediately goes to milk. Milk and cookies. You know, it's a combo for a reason. Oh yes, there we go. That was a fast chapter. There we go. So now we're controlling. We can change between the two characters with L and R. So one person is like the hammer character, the other person is the screwdriver. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. You hit the switches, which will open a door or something near the other character. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. Ooh. Your elf can die. Well, not die. Your elf can be defeated if we're going for child-friendly video game terms. So, but every time you find like a door like this, it means we gotta switch over to the other character and find a place that we can smack with a hammer, like a little switch or something. I think we can go right here. There we go. We'll get that rocket too. There we go. Switch over, and now we can walk through here. Pretty simple. I mean, at the same time, like, I like, you know, it's silly. But at least it works. It runs well. And to the left should be the last one right here. Yeah, very simple. Jump, Mega Man 8, jump. And I think we're still doing one more. Yes, we are. Okay. I think that was the last elf puzzle, and this is the last very epic sounding present drop-off. There is one more, like there's a 4th level of each. Pretty much it's just like your last unlockable and whatnot. We're not going to be doing that. That's not important. It's not part of the main game. We were just dealing with the little story campaign. That is enough for me. Get out of the wind, Phil. It's a lot of time they put on there too. Like, geez. But thankfully with the stars that make us go faster. But like who's gonna be spending a minute 40 in here? You'd have to like purposely get hit by like every single obstacle. If that's like, I just don't know, man. How it would take this long. I like how the houses look like you're going through a bunch of different places too. Yeah, that's what like they're trying to go for. It's kind of neat. Again, it doesn't really matter if you get these correct. Just for points after all. And that's it. No, I'm frozen solid. There we go. We're fine. And grade A, good for me. Alright, last thing. Carnival of Ice. Lucy, oh, sorry, come on, Dad, I want to ride. Neil, Lucy. Odd place to run into you, Scott Calvin. What's up, Mr. Calvin? Dad, can we please go? None of this is right. Thanks for the weird story bit there. But we're back in Santa's village, thankfully. It's now Santa Frost. I don't know if they call himself something different, but it's now his area. And all the elves are like, the line for the reindeer petting zoo begins back there, sir. So they're all like businessy now, and like, oh, there's the security guards. They can kill you in a single hit, so be very careful with them. Wow, so this is an amusement park? Why are there all so many spikes? My goodness, guys. This is an OSHA violation, not that this is, you know, a place where OSHA has any power. But yeah, so they show Lucy there. Lucy is, I'm trying to think of like how, it's not like they're not actually related technically. It's Neil and Laura's daughter, so his ex-wife's daughter. So his, Scott Calvin's son's half-sister. It's like so confusing, but it's not. She's actually important to this part of the story, so I get why they put her here in this part of the game, because like she does help out Scott like get his Santa powers back, but it's really not part of the game. They just kind of put it there because it's like, well, that is the way the story flows. So I'll give them props. Then we go down here. Yep, cool. That they are legit trying to follow the scenes of the of the movie, which is fine. The problem is if you've played this, like when I played this for my little test to see if it was worth playing for the channel for Christmas, and whether I could beat it like in an hour and that kind of thing. I had not watched it in a long time. Like I said, we only watched this last night, just so I could be like, all right, well, I'm recording this. I should probably be able to talk about it a little bit. So, but again, props to them for I'm gonna push this for trying to keep it true enough, anyways, to the movie. Cash or credits, sir? Nothing. Am I buying anything? I'm literally trying to avoid death in your freaking terribly maintained theme park with no other people. Yeah, it's a little harder to, what's happening here? This is awful. I'm sorry, sir. Oh, it's Curtis. Do you want 2 tickets with the toys? Curtis, what has Frost done here? How could you destroy Christmas like this? Sir, where's Frost? Wow, that's actually like the movie. Security. Yeah. It's cool, I guess. Putting in as much as you can about the movie. Again, so many licensed games have done so much worse with that. Get away from me, Curtis. You don't even look like Curtis, you just look like all the other ones. Polar Escape. Oh, do we have it? Yes. The second set of auto-scrollers. Except this time it doesn't make any sense. We were running away from a gigantic ball of snow. Colloquially called a snowball, Phil. But here it's just an auto-scroller for no reason. But the problem is it is harder to maintain your milk. Oh, I can't believe I got that. Your milk and cookies here because, you know, they could be up, they could be down, they could be all around. So you gotta be really careful. So looking up and down is not a bad idea. Using the controller, you can kind of like zoom up and zoom down just a little bit in some areas. Doesn't always work, but that way it's just to make sure. Most of the time though, it's up because it's harder to platform up there. So look down just in case. Just in case. How are we doing? 13 out of 20. A little bit of a longer level too because, you know, it's auto-scrolling, so it makes sense. Ooh, that's close. Ooh. Precarious platforming at this point. Some kids would probably have a little bit of problems in this level. 20 out of 20 though. Ah, damn you. I did not think there was going to be spikes there. Glistening icicles from the ground. Here we go again. All these, all the levels are kind of like sets of 2 levels for some reason. Except for, there are a couple levels that are sets of 3 levels, so you need like 60 milk and cookies to get every milk and cookie in that level. Jeez! Oh, that was close. That guy came out of freaking nowhere. But we're doing okay. Scott Calvin is resourceful and athletic, apparently, and very dexterous. Careful. Oh, that almost scrolled off the screen. And to be honest, if I'm going to miss a milk and cookie, it's going to be in this level. Or the last level, we ended up actually doing it. So, hooray for that. Not that it matters. I'm just weird that way. Well, 4 more. We might actually make this. The security guard. We're going to miss one. There hasn't been one in a little while. Okay. Ooh, 17. Ah, ooh, 18. 2 more. One more. Perfect. Oh, man. Now I don't think we're going to miss any. There's only really like 1 actual level left and then the boss. So, Ticket to Glide. Just inside the thing again. Just another couple small levels. Carol, security guard. He looks so dumpy. Come here. There we go. Oh, I need the key. Darn it. There we go. There's the other snow globe. It's at least 4. I must have gotten another one. I don't remember now that I think about it, so that's not good. If we miss them, we miss them. Whatever. Whoops. Do you have your tickets for the big show? Sure. The big show is like the climax of the movie. That was very easy. It was right there. With a confrontation with Frost, basically. Ah, darn it. Oh, fun. Been jumping this entire game. Why is it hard all of a sudden? Careful. Jeez. No. Look at these like gears with sparks coming out. That's awful. Not conducive to a Merry Christmas at all. There we go. There we go. Nice platforming. That was great. Ooh, careful. Well, that's just a random guy. That's a weird little monster thing. Ooh, there we go. That's more important. Did I miss one? I only have 19. Oh, yeah, there it is. Perfect. Wow. Doing quite well. Quite well, quite well. I think we only got one more level after this, and then it's the boss. The final boss, the confrontation with Frost. Jack Frost. And who hasn't wanted to punch Martin Short in the face? Now you can with this game. Boys and girls, who's ready to see Santa come to town? Find out what he has in his magical sleigh for you. Ooh, made that jump. I shouldn't have even tried it. Mind you, I don't care about the spikes. I get so much life. I haven't even died yet, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. Pretty difficult to die in this game, though. This one's a bit of a maze. I think I gotta find more keys. Pretty sure. Careful. Careful. Milk and cookies. Yum, yum, yum. Careful. Security guard. Invincible candy cane. That thing barely lasts, but it's okay. Damn it. Ugh. Got the key. I'm gonna backtrack. I don't know how far I have to backtrack, but just make sure. I need to find a door. Oh, nothing down here. Oh, there's the door. Wait, why do I need a key for that? Oh, there's another key here. Oh, this is a little secret area. Okay. There's another key, I guess? Oh, down here. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. There we go. 16, 17, 18. Oh, 18. Two more. One. There it is. I think we did it. I think that's every milk and cookie. We've put on hundreds of pounds with that much carbs. Father Frostmas. Here we go. Frost, what have you done? What? I don't get a hello? I love what you've done with the place. How could you do this to the pole? The whole thing was way too much work. No one thanks you for all the effort. What do you mean? What about the plate of cookies and the glass of milk? I've had a million of them today. Please, I'm cleansing. Besides, who needs magic? Who wants to be crawling around on roofs and chimneys? I have everything I need right here. You have everything you wanted. No family yapping in your ear. No in-laws, no headaches. I mean, it's true. You're wrong, Frost. This is not the way things are supposed to be at the North Pole. Chill out and enjoy the swag. This junk is not what Christmas is about. I'm Santa now. Christmas is my domain. You've got a nice machine for a heart, you know that? Stop whining and enjoy the show. Alright, and there we go. This is the easiest boss in the world. He just kind of goes back and forth. Sometimes he does, like, ice kamehamehas. So in the movie, you trick, with the help of Lucy, you trick Jack Frost into doing the escape clause just like he tricked Scott Calvin. And then Jack Frost himself is like rehabilitated through the power of love and friendship and forgiveness and all that. In this, you kick his ass. Because, you know, video game. Though it would be funny if you played as Lucy and he was like, try to hug Jack Frost to melt his frozen heart. Which is what happens in the movie. He has a decent amount of HP. Come here. My snowballs need more power. Such a stupid joke, I'm sorry. I can't believe I dodged those icicles, jeez. Come on, die please. What's my life like? I don't like how the life doesn't appear until you, like, get hit a few, like, it disappears. I don't like that. There we go. Ooh, I'm actually running quite low. Quite low. Crap. Oh, that was it! Yay! Jump for joy, Tim Allen. And that was Santa Claus 3. No! We go back in time again. Whee! Or you're jumping into the center of the Earth to stop Sephiroth? I have no idea. With Jack Frost out of the way, the coat was able to find Scott Calvin the way it was meant to. Scott regained his Santa powers, and with the help of the elves and a handful of good friends, was able to save Christmas. And in the end, Jack Frost got what he deserved, a magical, warming hug. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing me suffer through this game. And it wasn't as bad as I make it out to be. I mean, I always say this where I'll play a game that I'm like, this is going to be terrible. People will love watching me suffer. And then by the end of it, I'm like, I had fun with you people. And this is one of those where it's just like, I have played so many worse games than this. I've been playing games for my entire life, and I will try almost anything once. And I have played, oh geez, hundreds, maybe not hundreds of games, but like I'd say 100 games worse than this. Absolutely. It's not something I'm going to plug in myself just to like, alright, you know what? A couple years ago I played Santa Claus 3. And I'm just gonna play it right now on my Game Boy Advance for fun. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm never gonna play this game again. But I have played worse. Probably on the Game Boy Advance, actually. There was a weird period of the Game Boy Advance where the games were coming out with really low quality, ugly graphics. I don't know what it was. It was like everything was like the 3D rendered model and then dumbed down to look even worse than the Game Boy Advance. I just saw that a lot in that era. I mean, this game technically did it, but the characters looked pretty decent. But I don't know. There's a Game Boy Advance game based on Yu Yu Hakusho, an anime, and I remember seeing it, the gameplay footage, and it's just like one of the most hideous looking games I've ever seen. It was for the Game Boy Advance, and it had like it was like a little RPG. You'd walk around, stuff like that, but like the characters looked like they were like characters made out of Play-Doh that had nothing to do with the anime. I was like, who designed this? I don't know. I found a lot of Game Boy Advance games in that era kind of had that look, but I think this one did a fairly good job. So anyways, now that that's all over, I think we head back to the main menu. Yes, we do. Yeah, there we go. And the last two snow globes here are like the elf game and the gift game, but we're not going to do that. Let's back out. We'll see. Did we get 100%? We didn't. We missed a single snow globe. Oh, we got 98%. Oh, well. I think we did pretty good. But that, my friends, that was Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. And that is it for this year, I guess. I mean, it'll only be like a week before the new year starts. And until then, I hope you had a great holiday season. And make sure to spend some time with those you love. I'm Fill in the Blanks. See you next level. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this episode, click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to know when the next episode is up. If you want to support my channel, share some videos with some friends and consider supporting me on Patreon.